Some of y'all about to be real mad at me, but it must be said. I have to warn you guys because some people might actually get offended by these opinions. Anyways, let's get into the video. Number 1. International popularity includes more than just America. I'm tired of seeing K-pop stans, especially ARMYs and Blinks, think that the only way you can be considered popular internationally is if you're popular in the US, when that's not true at all. People seem to think the only important music market is the American market, and if you haven't broke into it yet, you're not popular internationally. When in reality there are groups popular in other markets that I would consider popular internationally. For example, Twice in Japan and EXO in Asia. I would even consider Twice as more successful than Blackpink because they have higher sales and concert attendance just based off their activities in Asia. So in conclusion, stan Twice, the nation's girl group. Number 2. Girl groups are better than boy groups. For me, girl groups are much more interesting than boy groups in terms of discography and diversity. Girl groups are much more distinctive from each other, and I find boy groups are often very similar, apart from a few. The top songs of 2019 so far have been dominated by the females, and it shows. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like boy groups such as EXO, BTS, and NCT etc., but I find myself bopping to girl group songs much more. Number 3. Fancy and Superhuman are the superior comebacks of 2019 so far. This one is quite simple. The comebacks of this year generally haven't been as good as the ones last year, and most of them are honestly quite disappointing. The quality of some groups' music have gone down since last year, but Twice and NCT stay releasing bop after bop. Which concludes why Fancy and Superhuman are the best, if not the only good, comebacks of the first half of 2019. And I know some people call Superhuman NCT's worst song, but even if it is the worst, that doesn't mean it isn't good. Number 4. Dating bans are a good idea. I personally think that dating bans are a good idea, but only when a group is still a rookie group. I think that when they are rookies it is important they don't date, so they can wait a couple years until they have loyal fans. Then after they have been debuted for a couple years and they've gotten more popularity, it should be okay for them to date. I think the reason why the E-Dawn and Hyuna dating scandal affected E-Dawn so much was because he was still considered a rookie, whereas Hyuna didn't receive as much backlash. But when Jennie and Kai started dating, not many people were mad, and the groups were generally not affected by it. Number 5. K-pop cancel culture is dumb. K-pop cancel culture is the most stupid thing ever. Stans only pick and choose who they want to cancel, and they usually only pick those that are less popular. Many people don't even care about topics such as culture appropriation and racism, but will cancel an artist just to use it against them. Whenever idols in big groups appropriate culture, no one says anything, but as soon as someone in a less popular group does, all hell breaks loose. I'm not saying they shouldn't be confronted for their mistakes, but I'm saying if you want to cancel one person for it, you have to cancel everyone that has ever done it. There cannot be exceptions for someone just because they are your fave. I also constantly see people use problematic things groups did years ago as a reason to cancel them, but if someone wants to bring up something problematic their faves have done, they come up with excuses such as they have changed since then. How come some groups are allowed to change but others aren't? Stans are also much more harsh when it comes to female idols, like for instance if a girl group member doesn't smile at an award show, people are quick to call her rude and disrespectful. But if it's a boy group member, people are like, "Yoo, he is so savage." K-pop stans need to stop using cancel culture as an excuse to hate on someone they don't like. Number 6. All K-pop times Western collabs are trash. I'm not even going to go into detail for this one. All K-pop times Western collabs are bad, and the only ones I can tolerate are Let's Shut Up and Dance and Don't Need Your Love. I don't understand some K-pop fans' obsession with making sure their faves have a collab with a Western artist, when in the end they're rarely ever good, and the Western artist only seem to be doing it for clout. Anyway, that's it for today. If you have any of your own offensive, unpopular opinions, put them in the comments so I can read them. Bye.